Hello, and welcome to the Global News Station. I am Xander Smith, and I will be giving a rundown of what has happened in the Dawn of War, Armageddon so far. So let's start in the east, where North Korea falls to South Korea after the battle in the Sea of Japan. The main flagship vessels of North Korea were destroyed by Japanese forces, and with no more military to really speak of, North Korea fell apart. India would conquer Burma with help from Thailand. Russia began supplying the People's Republic Alliance with basic goods like food and water, along with weapons to help out the war effort. After disagreements between Indonesia and Malaysia, India would leave the Free Asian Alliance. Now, the biggest thing to come out of what's happened so far, Germany and France decide to make a pact, which they call the European Commonwealth. Most of Europe that wasn't under Russian control joins them. News from the Middle East, Syria falls into another civil war. And that's all we really have on that. Turkey is massing troops on the border, likely to help out the rebels. So we actually have a report from the CDC. Now, usually we wouldn't cover CDC reports, but I feel this is big enough that we should cover it. So the CDC, during a mission in the DRC, would discover a new strand of Ebola. One that is resistant to all forms of medication, vaccination, and all the stuff that would stop this disease. It is also able to be passed through water, and so 8 people have been infected with this new strand of Ebola in the city of Kisangani, and all 8 have been within the main city within the last 10 days. So not very long in terms of what to cover, but being that I had an entire separate video covering 3 major battles, I think that's well enough. So let's go over that CDC report, because I feel like this is something that's going to affect the world a lot more than any war ever could. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is notoriously not a very clean country in terms of anything, in terms of government, in terms of living conditions, in terms of all of that. And the countries around it are much the same. If this disease gets out of the DRC, we could be looking at a global pandemic, which would shut down the world for a very long time. So, as I was saying earlier, Turkey and Syria, I believe Turkey's going to end up taking over Syria, and if Syria is taken over by those rebels and Turkey takes them over, those rebels will likely spread into Iraq and other countries such as that. I believe Turkey will support these rebel groups as long as they can get the land out of it. Now then, let's cover something that I really didn't cover at all in my report. So, as stated before, Germany and Russia have been gathering troops on each other's borders. Or, they're in their own borders for now, at least. This is looking like an inevitable war to happen. But with the Russians currently distracted with helping the Chinese, I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. But the European Commonwealth has definitely made them change their stance, we'll say, on what to do next. Because if it was just Germany, they might have had a much easier time invading. But being that it's now France, Spain, Norway, Denmark, England, all on their side, I don't know if that's going to be such an easy war. In terms of alliances, I think the New World States will obviously ally with the European Commonwealth because they would have no reason not to. And yeah, I guess that's all I have for this report. I am Xander Smith with the Global News Station, signing off.